All of this, this approach was driving this important technology of the future offshore, and we want to keep that innovation onshore in the U.S. Financial assets are destined to become digital, just like every analog industry has become digital, and we want that value creation to happen in the United States rather than giving it away to other countries. This will also, I should add, be much better for consumer protection because it's easier for regulators to supervise an activity when it's onshore. And it's probably not a coincidence that the single biggest fraud in the history of crypto, which was FTX, was based in the Bahamas. By moving the innovation onshore, it'll be easier to separate out the good actors from the bad actors. And we want to encourage the good actors while protecting the market from the bad actors. And I think a market structure legislation with clear definitions and fair rules will do that. I want to say additionally, we're excited about working with both the House and Senate on stablecoin legislation. I know Senator Hagerty introduced a bill today. This stablecoins really have the potential to ensure American dollar dominance internationally, to increase the usage of the U.S. dollar digitally as the world's reserve currency, and in the process create potentially trillions of dollars of demand for U.S. treasuries, which could lower long-term interest rates. So let me stop there, and I want to thank the chairman here today, Chairman Scott, Chairman Hill.
Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Dough channel. Today we're doing a live update on the U.S. Crypto Press Conference. This is a live one, so let me know you guys' inputs. Let's go.
Chairman Bozeman, Chairman Thompson. I look forward to working with them as part of the administration to help turn President Trump's policy into reality. This was a week one priority for the administration, and we're excited that our counterparts in Congress are equally committed to ensuring American dominance in digital assets. I look forward to working with each of you. And with that, I want to say work with each of you in creating a golden age in digital assets. And with that, I'll turn it over to Chairman Scott. Thank you.
I think David represents promises made, promises kept. I love the campaign trail when President Trump was out there making promises, and we see today he's keeping those promises. And in so many ways, I think back to a kid as I was a long time ago, growing up in a single-parent household, mired in poverty, and hoping that the American dream would one day be accessible for me. I think that we're standing here today at the precipice of greatness for so many kids who are looking forward to democratization, having access points for their families and for themselves that makes it easier and less expensive to do business in this country. I love the concept that we see today, synergy within the administration, the House, and the Senate, focusing not on ourselves, but focusing on working class Americans who desperately need to reduce their prices and increase their access. That's what the bicameral working group will help tackle. I have a pre-existing working friendship with GT and French and John. And the good news is we come together already having proven the ability to work together to get things done for the American people. It's an exciting time to be an American. And as David said, the golden age has begun. And the good news is it's going to get better. I'm excited about what we will accomplish for the American people. I'm excited about the synergistic approach that we're taking in the House and the Senate.
Let's get French Hill in there. Get some real crypto news going.
Chairman French Hill.
All right, there we go. Here we go.
Thank you, Chairman Scott and David Sachs. Thank you for coming to Capitol Hill to celebrate with us the fact that in the 119th Congress, we have a bicameral project for both a stablecoins bill and a regulatory framework that will bring clarity to digital assets in the United States so that we are the land of opportunity, the land of innovation that we have been for decades in so many other technologies. We don't want to be behind in financial technology and digital assets in the United States, but our innovators, as David Sachs reported, need clarity. They need to know what the rules of the road are, and that's why I'm excited to be here today to share this announcement that we're forming a work committee and the Senate Agriculture Committee to make progress on that clarity for a regulatory framework and to create and structure a stablecoins bill that will lend itself to advancing America as the reserve currency of the world. This is a big issue. Bicameral support this year is dynamic because last year in the 118th Congress, we had success on a bipartisan basis in the House on both stablecoin legislation moving out of the House Financial Services Committee and for the regulatory framework moving across the House floor with a strong bipartisan vote. 71 Democrats joined House Republicans in moving that policy forward. So in my view, with the wind at our back of a leader like President Trump, who knows that financial innovation, financial technology is where America's heart is, where our entrepreneurs' our hearts are, that will lead from the executive branch. And now with this bicameral partnership with Senate Agriculture and Senate Banking, along with our House committees, I look very, very forward to the success we're going to have in the 119th Congress. And let me ask my good friend from Arkansas, a fellow Razorback, the chairman of the House Ag Committee, John Bozeman.
We're all still excited about the big Kentucky win. So it's good to be with you all. We've been working hard on this for the last 3 years, and we've had our ups and our downs. When we started on it, crypto was gaining popularity. And then with Sam Bankman-Fried and other things, it seemed like perhaps it was in trouble. It's rebounded, though, and is bigger than ever. So our goal is to make sure that consumers are protected, make sure that the industry, in order for it to grow and be able to offer all of the things that it does offer to the various disciplines that are out there, whether you're a bank or whether you're investing, whatever, you've got protections, there's structure in it, and it will allow the industry itself, because it is regulated, people have confidence in that, to grow. It's a little different than our normal situations in the sense we've got these jurisdiction things. So I'm the chairman of Ag. Why am I here? Because we have the Commodities Futures Trading Commission. And some assets are commodities, some are securities. So the SEC has jurisdiction over the securities, CFTC has jurisdiction over the other. So the idea that we're working together, again, we've all been working separately. We've made progress.
All right, so as you guys can see, this is a lot of stuff that they've been doing. That's a good thing, I think, lining up for maybe the next step, which is actually giving us some news. So here's Sachs is back on now, hopefully.
And really set up a structure so that we can get a final structure to make this thing work is very, very important. So I appreciate Senator Scott, I think, really coming up with that idea. And I think it's a good one. And we're looking forward to actually get some things accomplished in the next several months.
That's good. That's good news.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Congressman G.T. Thompson, chair of the House Agriculture Committee. And this is what we're doing today is sort of the next step and what will be a milestone, which will be a great accomplishment for our country. America really was a leader when it came to Internet 1.0, right? It was the Internet of knowledge. And the Internet 2.0, again, it was America that led that for the world, not just for our citizens, but for the world. And that was the Internet of things. And then Internet 3.0 is what we're talking about today, and that's the Internet of value. And we're approaching it in a principled way. My colleagues here mentioned a couple of those. Number one, do no harm. Protect consumers, provide that regulatory structure, that certainty, both for the industry, but quite frankly for the consumers as well. And secondly is foster innovation, because the opportunities are just really are unimaginable. Well, what I believe is that whatever's over the horizon is going to be very, very exciting. So I'm really, well, first of all, just very thankful to President Trump for his historic efforts to bring regulatory clarity to the digital assets markets.
It's needed. It's needed.
His leadership with the work that David Sachs is going to lead on his behalf is going to be a game changer for competitiveness in the global race to build the new economy.
And let me give credit when credit's due. I'm getting this from PBN. I'm getting this from PBN. Go check them out. I put the link inside of my description. So go check them out real quick just to get a quick live update on what's going on. I was searching for it all throughout the internet. So, hey, here I go.
The president could not have picked a better person to helm his AI and digital asset efforts. David brings a wealth of experience in exploring new technologies and building successful businesses to this new role. You know, we've had great conversations, and I know that he is laser focused on bringing certainty to digital asset markets. I want to congratulate my friend Chairman French Hill. He is the right man to lead the Financial Services Committee in the House at this moment, in this time, and he's a great partner and the type of leader that we need to advance this issue. We worked incredibly well last Congress together alongside Patrick McHenry, and I'm excited to build on that work together. I also want to congratulate our newly elevated Senate colleagues, Chairman Bozeman and Chairman Scott. Perhaps there's no one more pleased than me to be able to say Chairman Bozeman.
All right, guys,
John
don't
and
forget to
Tim
vote on
and
the
their
poll. We've
members
got
are
that. They're doing
going to
some
bring a wealth.
congratulations. So vote the poll real quick and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it already.
We did incredible work in the House last Congress in the 118th, and I'm proud of the efforts that went into our historic vote on Fit 21. I'm equally excited to have these partners and a new administration in place to be able to finish the job. I'm thrilled to lead House Agriculture Committee members as we work with this incredible team to put a bill on President Trump's desk. And I think at this point, we're going to be in a position to take a few questions.
We're going to take some questions from the crowd. If you direct your questions, can you please say your name and out your name? Emily, we'll start with you.
Emily Wilkins, CNBC. Thanks so much for holding this today. I wanted to start off, I mean, you're talking about legislation. Can you talk a little bit about Fit 21 last time, the bill that you plan to introduce again? What differences are you going to see now that we have the trifecta in Washington?
Well, thanks, Emily. We did do good work, good, strong bipartisan work on Fit 21, which was the clarity for a market structure bill. That bill had the basics for the exact bill that we'll propose to introduce again in the 119th Congress. There may be some modest changes, but it had bipartisan support. We did a lot of work in our markup and in the floor preparation for it in both the Ag Committee under Dusty Johnson leadership and G.T. Thompson's leadership, and in House Financial Services. So on the regulatory framework bill, that'll be the approach that the House takes. On stable coins, I think you'll see us have a bill that's very similar to the approach that's been taken in the Senate. Recently, Senator Hagerty's introduced legislation. That bill was closer to the original proposal that Patrick McHenry put in place early in the 118th Congress, and I think you'll see the House expose a draft for stable coins that would be similar to the approach taken by Senator Hagerty. But let me ask GT or to comment or Tim.
So I established this year a digital asset subcommittee so that we could take a deep dive into market structure as well as stable coins. Good news is stable coins led by Bill Hagerty on the Senate side's out already today. We've seen Cynthia Lummis as a co-sponsor. Market structure is a place where you have left and right leaning in. We have members from Gillibrand and Lummis working together in the past, now working together in the future.
wanted to show you guys what's going on with the charts.
Of this bill.
Brendan Peterson with Punchbowl News. I wanted to ask if you all are thinking about making changes to anti-money laundering law as a part of this push, given the concerns we've heard about banking, the crypto sector, and beyond, and the broader concerns about money transmitter licenses and the sensitivities of AML.
Yeah. We're certainly open for discussion. One of the things that the subcommittee will take a look at is the whole playing field. I mean, at the end of the day, to get all of our members on board, we're going to have to be open to comments and thoughts on the issue. I think we're in a good place. The Bank Secrecy Act is something that we've discussed with the other side. They have a focus on it. I think that the broader conversation should not be about digital assets alone. It's about bad actors doing bad things by any means necessary. And so having that conversation from a panoramic view and not simply from an digital asset perspective is going to be important for us to get to the end of that conversation.
Brendan, I would add, having been the subcommittee chair in the last Congress, and Brian Stiles is going to have that mission this time. He'll do an excellent job, I think, on the market structure bill. And
So is this a buy the rumor, sell the news type of event? Is this a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of event?
the stablecoin bill as it relates to the security aspects of it. We were very sensitive in the 118th Congress about the law enforcement aspects of digital assets, not any different than we are about any other means of transfer of or payment method, whether you're talking about cash or the ACH system or real-time payments. This is an important point. I agree with Senator Scott completely. We'll listen to our members. But in the drafts that we pro-offered last year that, as I say, we had bipartisan support for, they had strict AML standards in them for this digital arrangement for digital assets that are not unlike the requirements out in the analog financial services space. It's why we call the bills fit for purpose, because this is not an intermediated form of finance anymore. And so these laws have to reflect how transactions are conducted. But it's AML and BSA are important for every member on both sides of the Capitol.
Thank you for doing this. For both of the stablecoin and the FIT bills last year, I'm just curious this year whether you have any idea of the timeline when you expect to get those worked through Congress. And then also, could this ride along anything like the Farm Bill, for instance, given the agriculture commission?
Well, we have to work on getting the Farm Bill. And we're going to do that. The time-wise, I think one of the most important things we're doing now, with every Congress, we have new members that retire or are defeated, and we have new members coming in. So we're starting that now and have started member education. And quite honestly, crypto is not the easiest thing to wrap your mind around. Not everyone comes into Congress with a good, full understanding and a thorough knowledge. And so member education is what our first goal is here. And then how it times up, it is, I think we've shown the ability to be able to move a market structures bill, well, FIT 21 as a whole, out of the House in the past. I think we're probably in a really good position to, when we conclude our work and preparation this time around, to be able to do that. So I don't see this being attached to a farm bill.
Thank you.
Hang on one second.
I would say, if I was thinking about this a little
Where's
bit,
David
I
Sachs?
think what we have is an opportunity to get things done. My theory is the first 100 days of a new administration is important. On the Senate side, my goal is to be as aggressive as possible to achieve an objective of having bills through the Senate in 100 days. Just
to go back to Emily's question on this and combine it with timing, Maeve, is here's the way to think about it. We did a lot of work in the 118th Congress in the House. So we're prepared to move forward in the House Financial Services Committee, and I won't speak for Chairman Thompson, by introducing legislation or having discussion drafts of our legislation, attaching those to a set of committee hearings. But it's exactly as GT points out. We have new members. We've got to do new member education. And so we have to level set here. This is why Chairman Bozeman and Chairman Scott have stepped up digital assets at a subcommittee level to bring members along and do that member education here in the Senate, something that in the House, we had the benefit, obviously of 2 Congresses working on that. So I think a key element now, though, is the education and technical assistance that can be provided to members both in the House and Senate from the executive branch now as President Trump's leadership posts are confirmed. And key among them is his AI and crypto advisor, David Saxon. David, would you want to speak to this issue of helping members?
Yes, we want David. We want
Yeah,
David.
I mean, absolutely. So this is what we're here for. And I actually did a session even before the start of this Congress with Speaker Johnson. We did a great sort of open dialogue with members of the House in that case. And I think, part of what we're here to do is provide resources on education. Some of them can be outside advisors, kind of luminaries in the industry, and we're talking to a lot of those people. And then, I'm also available anytime to talk to members about this. It can't, crypto can be a esoteric subject, and it is good to explain it, to kind of demystify it, because I think once you understand that, you've kind of got the cryptocurrency itself like Bitcoin, but then what it really runs on are blockchains, which are just distributed ledgers. It's really a new type of decentralized computing platform, and there's a lot of things that can be built on that computing platform. So in any event, we're happy here to provide those resources to help explain it, both on Capitol Hill and beyond.
Thank you, Jasper Goodman with Politico. Thanks for doing this. Senator Hagerty is out with a stablecoin bill today. Given that that's out there and that there's been more consensus in the past
Ask the important question.
as opposed to market structure,
What is going to be on the reserves?
On stablecoins ahead of market structure, and relatedly, to what extent in both of these processes do you plan to engage Democrats versus going at it alone now that you have the trifecta?
Yeah. So the bill's out, as you know. We have been working with Democrats already on the bill. You'll see co-sponsors will line up on both sides. Good news is that the bill is moving quickly. I'm actually pleasantly surprised that a place where you see very little bipartisan coalition building, the members of the committee, as well as folks like Gillibrand off the committee, are very anxious to have a win in this digital space. And so for the first time in a long time, there's a reason to take a deep breath and release it, because the legislation moving forward very quickly is happening. Good news is they have had, as French said, a lot of time working on the legislation as well. Finding the places where there are disagreement will be the key for us getting it to the president's desk. And that's where I think the task happens next, is to take a look at the component parts of Hagerty's stablecoin bill. But that's what we're moving first, is stablecoins.
Okay.
All right, so this is good news because he's talking about very fast, bipartisan stablecoin first.
Yield to my friend GT. We're proposing that we'll essentially move the stablecoins and a FIT 21 type structure, as I've now answered that question 2 or 3 times, on a similar track. And we're going to begin that process where we left off in the 118th Congress. And we worked hand in glove diligently with our colleagues on the Democratic side of the aisle in the House. Many of the ideas that are reflected in the market structure bill and some in the stablecoins bill reflected views from the minority party in the House. And we'll continue to do that. And you'll see that as we move forward with a set of hearings and the discussion. So I remain committed to trying to make these bills bipartisan success in the House. And certainly we'll cooperate with the senators and try to be a part of any kind of educational effort here on a bipartisan base to support their efforts here in the Senate. GT.
I have the same commitment, so I really don't have anything against it.
Great, last question, Jennifer.
Thank you so much, Jennifer Schwanberger with Yahoo Finance.
On the campaign trail, the president said he supported the Bitcoin reserve. I'm curious what the plans are for that at this point.
That's the
And whether
question we
the
want.
administration could consider putting crypto into a sovereign wealth fund that is
After you.
So one of the things that the president instructed us to do was to evaluate the idea for a Bitcoin reserve. And so that is one of the things, that's one of the first things we're going to look at as part of the internal working group in the administration. So as soon as we get all that set up, we're still waiting for some cabinet secretaries who are on the working group to get confirmed. So we're still in the very early stages of this. But that's one of the first things we're gonna look at is the feasibility of a Bitcoin reserve. I think the concept of the sovereign wealth fund is a little separate, and you'd have to talk to Secretary Lutnick, or soon to be Secretary Lutnick, about that.
Thank you all very much.
Okay, so wrapping up there on what unfortunately was a nothing burger, guys. But at the
I must agree with that too. But go check them out. I thought that what so this is about a rumor sell the news event, which means that this probably won't be good. It's gonna be another sell-off of crypto. That's the way I see it, because I look at Bitcoin right now, and now it's down 3,000%, but it can just go down and come back up. They did talk about a Bitcoin reserve. They did talk about these things, but as far as anticipation, I didn't get much from this. Let me know what you guys got from this. And like I say, I got this from PNB. I left the source right down because I'm looking for scouring the internet. Where is it? Couldn't find it anywhere, right? Maybe I need to sign up for the business part of it so I have early access. So I'm gonna figure that out in a few. But at the same time, let me know what you guys think about the meeting. Was it a nothing burger? What look at the market, what's going on right now? To me, it looks like the market is selling off. Let me put the market up right now. Let's put it up right now on the screen because I want you guys to see the candlesticks of what's going on, what wicked down, and see it wicked up all the way to 101, but then it wicked back down. So the question would be, is this a sell-off event? Is this a buy the rumor, sell the news event? Volume is down by 42% in 24 hours. The market cap is down by 3%. Let's check out the news behind it. El Salvador buys the dips at 11 Bitcoin to its holding. Okay. So I want to see what type of, how the market plans on reacting to this one. I want to see how the market plans on reacting to this one. That's going to be the next thing. Let me go check out coin. Let me go check my Coinbase account, my traders account, to see what's going on. Okay. ADA just broke 75, which is a major hold. So if it breaks 75, it's going back down to maybe 50, maybe 60. So pay attention to that. XCN is on a fall and is down by 41% as far as the volume. So I see that falling a bit. What else? And who else? We have Bitcoin. Where we at right now? Bitcoin seemed like it's trying to punch back up. We had a 66, 98,000. It dropped all the way from 101 to that. So, this is, to me, the way I see it, how they did this interview, as far as David Sachs, I'm thinking that you're only going to have David Sachs. It was a panel. It was a panel discussing, which could be good. But as far as the sentiment of the news, this was maybe about the rumor sell the news event. We're going to see the pullback if Bitcoin go back down. But also what can be affecting this too, and I thought about this as well. I didn't think about it till right now. I just did another video on my Healthy Discussion channel, and that's where I talk politics and everything else. And come to find out, China just did a counter tariff. So they saying 10% on this, 15% on that, and that's on code and digital and technological pieces and computer pieces and stuff. So that can be an effect why the market could be wanting to sell off a little bit, but they plan on coming at least having a negotiation in a couple of days, and we should hear something about that by February 10th. So we all gonna see where this is go. This market is kind of it's moving a little bit funny right now. The market seems like it's going back up. If it hit 99 or hit 100, then everything was counted for what it was. It just went up. I just noticed one thing: the volume of Bitcoin literally just went up by let me zoom into that on Coin Market Cap. The volume just went up to 69, right? So it just went up by $2 billion. So people are buying more, obviously. They opened at 101. The low is 100, or the low is 98 for today. So let's just see. Let's just let this thing run for a second. Let it run for 1 second. Do we have any green candles? See, still all red candles. Still all red candles. I don't see any. If we have a couple of green candles, then that would be all right. But if we have another 2 or 3 red candles, then we headed a little bit down, but the volume seemed to me that it's that someone's buying it up. Someone. So leave your thoughts below on that one. Let me know. I'll give you another update unless y'all want to watch the chart for a couple of seconds. If I see another red candle and it breaks, let's just say 97, then it's down to 92. 92. If it breaks down, well, the next major support is 92. So anything in between that, it could just be bouncing in this channel. Anything between that. Let me see what ADA is doing. ADA is back up to 75. Okay. Let's see the volume on these things. Did it gain volume or lose volume? Okay, it's back to 74. So like I say, I don't think this news was amped up to what it was supposed to be, but I'm going to end the video now. I appreciate everyone. Subscribe to the channel. I want to get to 10,000 subs, but I wanted to bring you guys this news as well. I appreciate everyone. Buckle up. It is time to take off. Crypto Dough. 5, 4, 3,